Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back. I have for today's video a new workstation. I spoke about it a little bit in my last video about my disappointment about the Razer Blade Studio 2020. And this is a workstation that I have been using already maybe like 3 months, 4 months. I use it daily. I use daily this computer and I'm very happy with it. This is the Dell Precision 3581. This is a mobile workstation from the entry level series classes that Dell offers, and let me tell you, I'm very happy with it. It is not that ultra powerful machine. It is a 15 inches machine. It is not totally overkill, but it packs an amazing power. I think it is a very good design as well, very typical from Dell, and I'm very happy with it. So I think this laptop what's mentioning, and it's worth a video. Maybe you are looking for something like this, for a reliable and powerful workstation, and you are looking for something like that doesn't going to break totally your budget. And I think these entry-level workstations, again, they are very good. They offer a very good ratio between performance and price ratio. And yeah, today we're going to take a look to the Dell Precision 3581. So stay in the video if you want to see more. And yeah, let's start. Dell offers 3 main categories or series of mobile workstations. Those are the 3000 series, the 5000 series, and the 7000 series. And the 3000 series, like this one, they are like the entry level, like more intended like for 2D and 3D modeling. But I mean, when I see entry level, it's more like about features and design quality, of course performance, but today is like performance is very relative. And then the mid-class workstation, they are intended like for large assemblies in CAD modeling, or large models in architecture, civil engineers, like simulations as well, 3D animation, 3D rendering, but more like in the heavy duty use. And then the top level workstations are usually the 7000 series, or the biggest workstations. They usually are intended like for heavy and very skilled people that they do a lot of 3D modeling, but with large assemblies, with huge models, huge data sets, for maybe mechanical engineering simulations, maybe something like machine learning, deep learning, algorithms, huge models for architects, and I don't know, all the things that you do maybe for video edition, but very heavy video edition or video production, I will say, or more in like digital video production. And those are the workstation, the heavy duty workstation. But this 3000 series, or this entry-level workstation, I like them a lot because usually they take a lot of the features that companies like Dell, HP, or Lenovo offer in their mainstream and common business computers, and they place them into mobile workstations. And the difference between the normal business devices that they offer and these ones is usually only the hardware, and not really like processors or something. It's more really only like the graphics cards that they offer, and of course the certification compatibility with the specific ISB applications. So yeah, this 3581, I think it comes from the Dell Latitude series, from the 5540 series, and it's like a 15-inch series. And it takes most of the features of a Latitude laptop, to be honest. It is not like metal build quality or something like that. It's like a very high quality plastic and some insets of metal, but it's a very well designed. I think it's a very good design. Thermal management is also pretty good on this machine. We will speak about this later. But yeah, all in all, it's a very common design. It's not something like really from another world or something like that. It is just a very common 15-inch notebook. And heavy, yeah, it's a little bit heavy. I don't know, I would say like maybe 1.5 kilograms or something like that. The configuration that I got in this workstation, it has an Intel Core i7 13800H that has 14 cores and 20 threads, boosting up to 5 gigahertz, I would say, one single core or two cores. It has 96 gigabytes of DDR5 memory in 2 modules, SODIMM, 48 gigabytes each module, of course. It has an NVIDIA RTX from the 8th generation 2000 with 8 gigabytes of GDR6 memory. It has two NVMe drives, two 2TB NVMe drives, PCI Express 4.0. It has a full HD panel, 1920 by 1080, pretty standard, but it's a high quality panel, IPS, with up to 400 nits display and brightness, and it has 100% of the sRGB, and I think 95% of the DCI-P3 color gamut covered, and it's a pretty cool laptop. I mean, it's a pretty cool laptop. I got pretty good specification on it, and pretty good specification on it. It has a backlit keyboard, 15 inches as I just mentioned. It has a numpad as well, the trackpad. It's okay, but we are going to speak about it later. But all in all, it's a pretty common Dell Latitude notebook, I will say, but in the Precision series. And again, the difference is a little bit of performance optimization for this computer and the NVIDIA RTX professional graphics cards inside of it. So yeah, that's my configuration. I'm very happy with it. Really, to be honest, it works very reliable. It works the whole day, 24/7. I push it 100% CPU, 100% GPU, 90 gigabytes of RAM from the 96 in usage, and it keeps doing his job. I mean, it's not the most performant computer on the world, just because it doesn't have enough power to compete with the biggest brothers of the 5000 series and the 7000 series of Dell Precisions, or HP or Lenovo, doesn't matter. But it's a very good laptop all in all, to be honest. Very, very good laptop. Ports are very basic, but I like a lot the choice that Dell made on this computer. We have a Gigabit Ethernet, RJ45, pretty standard. It has HDMI 2.1. It has two USB 3.2A. It has a combo jack headphone audio, 3.5 millimeters, and it has a micro SD card slot. And in the other side, it has only two Thunderbolt 4 ports. Of course, they accept power delivery, and they are USB-C totally compatible. And that's pretty standard. It has only one fan in this side, in the bottom of the computer, and the laptop just pull and push the edge away on one side. But yeah, that's pretty much the design. As I just mentioned, it's a very high quality plastic, I would say. The flex on this laptop, it's not the best, it's not the worst. And yeah, I mean, it's a business notebook. In this model, they really don't use materials like aluminum or magnesium, something like that. But all in all, it's pretty good. The quality feels good. The typing experience is also very good. So for a business notebook, it makes, I think, a pretty good job. How do I use this laptop? I use this laptop every day for 3D modeling tasks and simulation tasks, using SolidWorks most of the day. And yeah, this is a computer for CAD applications, for 3D modeling. It's really large assemblies, very heavy assemblies with up to 1000 components. And for FEM simulation, in this case, I use it only most of the time with SolidWorks and SolidWorks simulations, and it makes an amazing job because it has the newest 13th generation processors. SolidWorks takes really advantage of that single core performance and really push through very well in most of my tasks that I do with SolidWorks. I use as well CATIA in this computer, and I do a lot of other things with it, like multitasking, video edition, all the things with DaVinci Resolve that I do for the YouTube channel. But the main task of this laptop that I have is for SolidWorks. Construction, 3D modeling, and simulation. I am trying as well to make some training with NVIDIA Omniverse platform with USD modeling capabilities, but all in all, that's why I use the laptop for 3D modeling, heavy 3D modeling, and finite element simulation. And I'm very happy again. What I like about this computer as well is that you can configure it with up to an NVIDIA RTX 8000, and you need only a 130 watts USB-C power cable, which I think is pretty good because Dell offers, of course, docking stations that deliver that, and with one single cable, you can fully power the workstation and connect all of your devices on the docking station. So yeah, 130 watts is not that much. That's why I mentioned before that it is not overkill. Again, like an Alienware 18 inches, or a Razer Blade 18 inches, or an MSI Titan, or I don't know what is out there. It is not that really overkill, but it offers really good, reliable performance and price. The price that I pay for this laptop was around 2,000 euros. And as I will show you now, for example, in the computer, let's configure it more or less as the same configuration that I have. Let's put a 3800H here Windows 11 Pro, it is installed as well. Let's see how much is at the end. The NVIDIA RTX 2000 from the 8th generation. And I bought it, this is very, very important. I bought this laptop with 8 gigabytes of RAM and I upgraded it myself later because otherwise it's very expensive, as you can see here. And that's why I will always recommend you, if you want to get a Dell workstation from the Dell website, be sure that it is not a CAM module. I repeat, not a CAM module. It should be a SODIMM module, and if you have SODIMM modules installed by factory, then you can upgrade it as well with SODIMM modules that you buy out there on the internet. So that's what I did. And the solid state drive, the same history. I bought it with the cheapest solid state drive. This is the 256 gigabytes that you can see here, and then you can upgrade it always later. I have a lot of NVMe drives laying around at my place. That's why I make no worries about it. And the display, this is very, very important. Never get the default display on the Dell notebook workstation because it's really bad. I mean, it's really not a good looking display. And go with something with camera and microphone, but probably without 5G or 4G, something like this one that I just selected. And wireless, it is always included. Like the keyboard, everything good. The 130 watt net style, you need it because of the RTX 2000. And yeah, as you can see here, the price is 2,300 euros. And 2,300 euros already with taxes is a very good price. So now let me show you, let me plug the computer to get the most of the power to it. And let me show you what I, for example, or what this computer, for example, can do. So this is the model that I use a lot to benchmark how it behaves with large assembly models and very big surfaces models. And the real view graphics are activated, the shadows, for example, are just activated, ambient occlusion is activated as well, and this is like a joke for this computer. I mean, the RTX 8000 from the 8th generation, it just works amazing, and I can show you here, for example, the CPU, when I use SolidWorks, turbo boost up to like 4 point something gigahertz, when I need it, of course. And then the memory, I am using 17 gigabytes of the 96. That's a really nice thing. That's a really nice thing. If you see a normal entry-level workstation with almost 100 gigabytes of memory RAM, that's an insane thing. And I like it a lot, to be honest, that you have this option. And then my SSD drive doing nothing. And as you see here, the NVIDIA RTX 8000 is making an amazing job. And I like it a lot, because it's not only about SolidWorks and it's about reliability. And these computers can handle a lot of things. So let me show you with another model. So I just opened a bike model. I downloaded this bike, I think, a few months ago from GrabCAD. And these are very complex assembly as well. I hope you can see now. I hope you can hear now. I'm pushing a little bit the computer and the fans just turn on and they are a bit loud, but really, as I just say, really tolerable. And in comparison with my razor blade, this is nothing, like really manageable. And this is a really large assembly as well. It's a really large model. It has a lot of parts, and it has really high quality details. Like, for example, here the springs, all these features here, even fonts and letters. Everything is really well modeled on this bike. It's a very high quality model. And as well, real view is activated, shadows activated, and ambient occlusion is activated. And it is like a joke for this computer, as I just say. Let's go back, for example, where the F150 model is, together with the bike, and this computer just really makes an amazing job. So that's as it is for SolidWorks, and I repeat, I use this computer with even heavier assemblies, with really large assemblies, with a lot of constraints, a lot of motion parts, moving parts, and this computer handles it pretty well. And I will tell you that as well, because of the display, it's a really nice display. Maybe you will see, Jorge, it's a full HD. It's like pretty old for a 2,300 euros workstation. You don't get OLED panel, you don't get 120 Hz display. And I repeat, this computer is really targeted for business people, for professionals, for engineers, for people that need something reliable. And all those features that are extra or good for gamers or something like that, they are still not really well packaged in these devices. because probably you don't need them, to be honest. I mean, in my experience, I do buy workstations for engineers and the company where I work, and no one, literally no engineer, video producer, creative director that I bought a computer for them, no one needed something different or something better, because they are very good devices. So yeah, for SolidWorks, this computer makes an amazing job. So I just opened another model in CATIA. CATIA is as well a software that I really use a lot. And I opened here a chassis model. I already used this model before, and I mean, it works perfect. This computer can handle everything that you throw at it. And for 3D modeling, at least for me as a mechanical engineer, and at least for me as an engineer, makes an amazing job. I use as well MATLAB on it, and it makes just a really good job. So guys, I'm just started playing Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, and I already had advanced this game, but I didn't know that it has no cloud save gaming capabilities, so I just started a new game. But graphics quality, for example, here is at high. And let me check if NVIDIA DLS is now, NVIDIA DLS is now running. And this is very important. You will say, Jorge, the RTX 8200 and NVIDIA Dell Precision mobile workstation that is not really that thick, cannot really power that much of performance. But the things like with technologies like NVIDIA DLSS, that now a lot of 3D modeling software and a lot of professional software is taking advantage of that kind of features. Even gaming, for example, now with a very decent, I mean, the RTX 8200 is a very good graphics card. You can play amazing games like AAA games, the newest game, and the frame rate, I mean, it's going to be amazing. I don't know if you can see here. Let me see if I can craft here my my torch. One moment. Craft, and then yeah, I hope you can see the game looks amazing. It's in high quality, and yeah, I mean, even gaming with a graphics card like this and a computer like this, like the mobile workstation that it is targeted for professional people, it makes an amazing job. And as I just mentioned, I use it as well to play some games when I am just like in my sofa or something and I don't want to stream the games using a remote desktop software. So I just play as well in this computer, and it's a very nice experience, a very nice experience. And of course now here everything is dark and there is not that much things in motion, and it is not yet the open world that you will see in Return to Moria game, but it is just a little bit for you to see that this mobile workstation not only is capable for 3D modeling, rendering, FEM simulations, but also for gaming, if you like to do that. Because it is important that you do not forget that this is a very reliable machine. A very reliable machine and a very good price-performance ratio. That is how I will conclude my review of the Dell Precision Mobile Workstation 3581. Just a really good device. It's not the highest quality crafted aluminum and everything that you will see maybe in other brands or in the highest end of mobile workstation, but it's a very good device. It is cheap, it is light, it offers very good upgrade possibilities like NVMe drives, memory RAM, the display, can you select any display that you want, the CPU as well, even GPUs, you have like lower options. If you don't need the performance of the A2000, you can get the A1000 or the A500, and that is a really nice thing about Dell and this workstation, that this workstation is almost maxed out, and the price, it is, as you saw, 2,300 euros. So if you don't require this kind of performance, you can always downgrade to the other components that you will require, and the price is going to go down as well. So all in all, this is a very good and very flexible and very reliable workstation. If you're looking for something like that for your engineers, that they are doing 3D modeling, like heavy 3D modeling even, or maybe for your content creators, or maybe for you as a content creator, for photo edition, video edition, the battery is also great to just use it out there. I think this is a very, very good option. And that is actually the main point of this workstation. It is a very good option for all of you people that require a reliable and mobile workstation, and you are not losing flexibility and transportability. So thank you very much guys for watching. I'm so glad to be back as well here. Today, now our vacations here in Germany, and that's why I have a little bit more time to share these things with you. But I will do my best as always for the next year in 2024, do my best to bring you content that is valuable for you. And remember, if you have any question, any doubts, anything that you want to know about this mobile workstation, just please let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer you. See you until the next time.